Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. Today we are going to be starting out patch 7.3 in Dawntrail. I did some stuff off stream over the weekend. I've been working on my crafters and gatherers. Well, it looks like I have some spirit bonded stuff. Speaking of, get this out of the way really quick. I've gotten both my miner and my botanist up to 100. And I've been working on getting all the scripts to get, current equipment and all that. So, the Star Tech coats, the Star Tech equipment. That's not the most up-to-date thing, I believe. There's something else I can craft above that and then, meld material into that. I'm not there yet, though. Anyways. I want to be in this outfit. Without the hood. Yeah, I like that today. I do wish it would remember that, because sometimes when I go back to it, it puts me in different clothes. Okay. Talking to my lovely wife there. Where were we? We're gonna go straight into Shaktaral over to Solution 9 and get this started. Today will be a fun day for my voice. Much reading will be done. Gaussen is helping us coordinate efforts with the administration here in Alexandria. We have to work hand in hand to ensure that the people can get back to their normal lives. I worry about Galuja, though. I know he's still frustrated that he couldn't do anything to stop the machines. If only there was a way to take his mind off things. I will dedicate myself first to healing magic so I may help treat people's wounds. It will be a time-consuming process to reacquire my abilities, but a necessary one that I dare not rush, even though there's no telling when Calyx will make his next move. We've set up patrols outside, so I came back here to see how things are. Unfortunately, although we stopped the rampaging hover cargoes, now we have to deal with delays in electrope transport and slowdowns in production. The complications will likely continue for some time. Raha and Alphino patrol the city, while Gestol and Alize continue treating the Levin sickness and those injured in the attack. I shall stay here to help coordinate efforts, so I suggest taking the opportunity to get some rest. I couldn't fight them, and I couldn't even get my authority back when it was stolen, so what good am I? I need to find a way to be more useful. If you have a moment, Bardem, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Oblivion may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Sorry to drag you into a meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clearer idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, then. Let's discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. You haven't heard anything about new incidents since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news. The bad news is, I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The King of Resolve's authority is about the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Calyx. He lived in the age of the Storm Surge, as I did. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which afflicted him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, that he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seemed noble enough, exploring treatments for love and sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm the people he ostensibly trying to help? I do not pretend to fully understand Calyx's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. We've already seen how he's employed the simulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who register their neo-regulators. But this is merely one part of Calyx's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw aether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. If we mean to foil Calyx's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which, unfortunately, is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, but I failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though, and I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you. While Galuja and Shale are working on that, I think I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calyx. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'd be glad to have some brawlers at my back. I will slice them with my scythe. Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city's administrators about bringing in the Landsguard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliyola. Alphano and Alizé will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Bardam's group, if you'll have me. Of course. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best to not be a burden. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calyx. Then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. I will do my utmost to ensure the happiness of Alexandria and its people. The city looks as though it's regained a sense of normalcy. Alas, the people will not soon forget recent events. Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started? Are you alright, Geode? Me? I'm well enough, given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death, and so they were for the longest time. Then, the moment mortality once again becomes an unavoidable fact of life, they're greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It's only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx nor anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lived as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back into the hands of its citizens. And you think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? It is what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Ah, she got a book. Is that the grimoire you retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted it to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I laid claim to some small measure of skill. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense. The 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Bardam and I will take the east. Now, let's help him go with Sphene. Very well. Shall we end our patrol in the plaza just... We shall end our patrol in the plaza just past Trueview and await you there. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat to the people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will earn us a tidbit or two we didn't notice before. You're not overly excited. Are the sentries and air-wheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a Neo-Regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphene said so. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, only 3,800 have been filled. So if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make up your mind. Mark my words, friends. Even when there's only a few slots left, it's going to get very ugly. Guy sounds like he was speaking in an advertisement. Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had to work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amenable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning. Or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the first day I met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. You want to hear my story? While I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear, there's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those mechanics went crazy. His air-wheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant. Until it happened. Bardom? A word? I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard, one we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. I wish you weren't behind me. People are still deathly afraid, but the people are still deathly afraid. That's a point of concern, don't get me wrong, but I think we were acutely aware of it already. I know, yeah, let's see. Actually, did we know that? Because fights breaking out over the Neo-Regulators is kind of obvious as well, but knowing that a victim of violence wasn't wearing a regulator is new. Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. We need to look into the casualties from the recent attacks and check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the street over to the east. It was pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones who jumped for joy when I brought them packages, the old lady who would always greet me with a smile. I'd hate for anything bad to happen to them. I always like the look of these cars. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. City-wide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from all affected zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. So nobody there who died had a regulator. Officially. You wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? I'm sorry, but I was assigned to cleaning away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered around that were quite a chore to clean up, but nothing else worthy of mention. Artem, I think it's time we rejoined Kryl and Sphene. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. We should share our findings and keep pursuing the avenue of inquiry. Didn't Kryl say to meet them at the plaza just outside of Trueview? Let's get going. Can I go up the stairs? Ooh. Oh no, I can. Just, you have to jump on them. It's inefficient. Guy's got some bright hair. We finish our patrol as well. It did not seem that more people wanted regulators than before. So, essentially, you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? Well, the numbers are still tentative and only apply to that one zone. We don't know how they'll stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed their regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply fail to acquire one of the limited devices. For those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. You could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. You make a good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme. or he had some other need for the lives he's taken. What of the dust found at the various sites? Right, the sanitation worker story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust, but no bodies? Now, where have I heard that before? Do you recall when we went to save Aaronville from the sentries in the outskirts? That Usher Malachite told us much the same thing. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust which the wind quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but none knew what had become of it. Now, both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough, but the shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm if the substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calix's murderous actions. Barnum, we need your help. I've lost control over the soldiers in the residential area. They might be trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? Damn it! Our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go!
Stay back! Stay away from me!
Leave him alone!
Are you all right?
What happened here?
Sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Go to them, quickly! Wayakwe!
I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape. Mother! Mother, please!
Oh no.
Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Thank you, miss. Will she sleep like that forever?
No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it.
That's good to hear.
And I'm noticing that Twitch keeps buffering. I don't know if that's just me. What's going on with my stream? You know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm restreaming Twitch and YouTube. I'm just gonna switch it over to Twitch only. Let's see. Where do I go for my... I'm gonna stop streaming for just a minute.